G'day guys and welcome back to your English Aussie. I'm going to take you through my Game Week 34 Free Hit draft and talk about what the best players are to have for this week. So getting straight into it, and we're going to start off with the goalkeepers. I think this week there are a few nice fixtures, but the pick of the bunch for me is probably going to be Fulham, and that is going to be Bernd Leno. So Fulham this week up against Southampton, a really nice fixture for them. And I think it could be a nice start if you are on a free hit this game week. On the bench, I think there's a few options you can go for. You could go for a Jose Sarr, and that's probably where I'm going to go with my backup goalkeeper against Leicester. Leicester have been struggling to score so far in the last really 10 games of the season. We will see how they go against Liverpool this week and how Wolves go overnight. But I think at the moment Fulham just look like the tighter defence, and Leicester versus Southampton is quite a close call on the worst offence at the moment. I think you could go either way here, but I prefer Bernd Leno. I think he's also quite good for accumulating some save points as well. In the defence, I think there are a few good fixtures this week. Obviously, you've got Fulham against Southampton, which we've just discussed. I think in there you do have Anthony Robinson of Fulham. He's one of the most attacking fullbacks in the game, has got plenty of assists this season, and is a really nice fixture to target that upside. Outside of that, the other nice fixtures this week are Bournemouth against Manchester United, Brighton against a West Ham who have not been scoring a particularly large amount of goals, Newcastle versus Ipswich, and of course Wolves v Leicester. I think I'd really like Milos Kerkez at Bournemouth. I think again, given clean sheets are so difficult to pick this year in FPL, I really want to target the defenders that do have the best attacking threat. That is where you're going to gain the most points on your fellow competitors if you can pick those defenders that do also get those attacking returns. Outside of that, I would like to go for one of the Newcastle defenders to sort of spread that risk across the different good fixtures. Again, I think probably one of the two out of Trippier and potentially Fabian Schär, who's found himself with a couple of goals over the last few weeks. I think Dan Burn tends to sort of take a lot of the defence's focus, and that allows Fabian Schär, who's also must be like 6'4" or something as well, to often find himself having less defenders on him in the box, and therefore a nice pick. Kieran Trippier from the fullback position, often on a lot of set pieces. I think he is also really nice. I am going to go for Kieran Trippier just because I think he's been playing really well of late. There's a few options here that you could go for, but I think mine will be Cucurella of Chelsea. Cucurella has been really getting forwards into some advanced positions in that Chelsea team. Also been on the end of goals, not always in the Premier League. Some in the Premier League, but also in Europe. Scoring there for Chelsea. And I think could just be a really nice option for this free hit side. Just a quick shout out to say that memberships are now live on the channel. You can see all the information up above or down below in the description. It is 75 cents a game week or 40p to join at tier 1. Any support for the channel I really appreciate. If you can't do that, please, if you're enjoying this content, like the video and subscribe down below to the channel. We're just a small channel trying to grow, and I really appreciate all the small support you can give. And let's get straight back into the video. If we go on to the midfield, I think one of the clear players that you're going to have in your team is going to be Mo Salah. Against Tottenham, great fixture for Liverpool. Tottenham potentially rotate some players around their European games. And, of course, not a fantastic defence on the best of days anyway. Outside of that, I think, again, Newcastle up against Ipswich. who are almost mathematically relegated. Ultimately, they need to come out and try and win every single game they have left. I think if they want to have any chance of staying in the leagues, they do have to come out and be attacking. So I do like Jacob Murphy going into that side. Some other interesting picks, I think, for this game week could be a Mitoma at Brighton. I think he could look really nice in that midfield against West Ham. They have not been particularly great defensively either. And on top of that, I do like Justin Kluivert of Bournemouth. He has been out for a while with some injuries for Bournemouth. However, did return this game week. Obviously is on penalties for them and is one of their best players. And against Manchester United, again, who may be rotating and trying to maximise their results in the European competitions, this might be a really nice fixture for Bournemouth. And just a quick shout out to you guys. If you guys do want your team rated for this game week, for game week 34, please put your team ID below in the comments and DM me on any of my socials up above a screenshot of your game week 34 team. And I will put you into a video where I will be rating game week 34 teams and advising on the best strategy going forwards with transfers and chip strategy. If we go to the front line, and I think one of the players that really stands out to me this week is obviously going to be Alexander Isak. Great fixture against Ipswich, one of the best strikers in the league. Newcastle, a team that, despite that 4-1 loss to Aston Villa, are in a real dogfight for the Champions League spots and have been playing really well. I've already won a trophy this season, and Alexander Isak is one of the main reasons behind that. Alongside him, I would like to go for Evan Nilsson. He has been creating or getting into a lot of dangerous positions for Bournemouth since he's come back. Quite a few points in the last few games for them. Obviously didn't manage to grab a goal this week, but still looked menacing in and around the box. And finally, I'm going to go with Strand Larsen of Wolves. I think he's been in really great form recently. As we've seen, Cunha has not made it into the starting 11 since coming back for Wolves. That is something Pereira talked about. The Wolves have been in such great form over the last few weeks that he has wanted to stick with the same team that has done so well for him. That has meant that Strand Larsen has retained his place up top, and Cunha hasn't come back into the team either alongside him or instead of him. Let's see what Wolves' starting lineup are this week if they get another victory. If they do, I think Strand Larsen's a really nice pick here up front. I think there are still a few other options that you could go with. You could look into the Fulham attack. You could look at Raul Jimenez as a one-week punt. You could look at perhaps a Danny Welbeck. Now João Pedro is out. He might be on penalties for Brighton against West Ham. You could have, of course, look at potentially a Chris Wood against Brentford, who do tend to concede goals. Those are a few alternate options in that sort of striker area. However, I think these three are against oppositions. In Ipswich, you have to come out blazing. Leicester, who I guess is quite a similar position for them, although I think they probably will be relegated if Wolves manage to get a result this week. And then Evan Nilsson, who has been in great form at the moment for Bournemouth. So just rounding out the bench, and obviously you're on a free hit, so the bench is not so important. We've got one midfielder and one defender left on there. I think probably where I would go is into a Ryan Ait-Nouri of Wolves. And in the midfield, I would be looking at Jared Bowen of West Ham. I think Bowen obviously grabbing the goal this week could be a really nice pick. I think this gives you a few options as well on the bench if your starters don't play. Again, you could probably go here Bowen over Mitoma, Murphy or Kluivert, or perhaps over one of the strikers, whoever you like the least. Maybe you don't want to go with a double Bournemouth, or maybe you prefer Evanilson to Kluivert. You can obviously pick a mix. I think Cucurella would actually be quite nice here in the starting lineup. Potentially Aït-Nouri over Trippier could be something that you could choose to do. If you wish to support the channel, please join our membership tiers. The cheapest one is just 75 cents per game week, or 40p per game week. Of course, if you haven't yet, please like the video, subscribe down below. Thank you guys so much for watching this channel, and I will catch up with you guys later in the week. Have a great game week, everyone.